Welcome to Module 5. We're going to dig into some of the most common problem-solving tools within our processes. First of all, we actually have a very good way that's grown up over time to depict all the different sort of preset continuous improvement projects that are ready to go that you can apply to your processes. So what we like to say is we have this lean house of continuous improvement projects, and they're structured in kind of a progressive order. What this means is that after you take the steps up into the house, which is basically doing a value stream map, getting a good map view and getting everybody agreeing on what the process is, then we can start doing a series of improvement projects that bring your process up and improve it in a natural order. So we like to say these are ready-made improvement projects consisting of proven best practices designed to deal with certain types of process conditions. Each of these conditions take away from overall process effectiveness, and so what we're going to do is apply them and then see our process improve in a progressive, orderly fashion. So this consists of 5S, visual management, special approaches to plant layout, getting our work standardized, reducing batches, building our teams up, building in quality at the source, or point source quality, rather than doing, overly doing inspections at the end of the process. POUS, point of use storage, quick changeover, something called SMED, single minute exchange of dies. It's just really the best idea is quick changeover. Then we do pull and Kanban scheduling. This is scheduling or intelligence built right into the process. And then we organize for flow and cellular subproduction when we need it. And TPM, or total productive maintenance. This is where we get the operators intimately involved in the maintenance and the upkeep and the troubleshooting of equipment. And of course, all of this has the roof of this house is just a continuous improvement consciousness. Let's look at 5S. The 5S's are activities that focus on creating orderliness in our facility. So 5S supports error proofing, setup time, reduction, single piece flow, line balancing, visual management, and preventive maintenance. Now, so what you should have heard is that 5S really crosses over all of the improvement project or processes to really get control of our workplace, or get our workplace set in the best mode it can be in for producing efficiently and effectively. The first S is sort. This is where we sort out or separate anything from the workplace that isn't required to do the work or to conduct the process. So it also refers to adding in anything that's needed there, that we don't have to go hunt it down when the process calls for it. It also includes the instructions necessary to do efficient work. Set and order. This is how we organize things. We put them in a natural order of how the work flows through the entire process, but especially through any particular work center. It means creating the optimal boundaries and locations for each item in the work area that well define the type of work going on, and you can see the work status within the area and whatever condition things are in. Shine means that every day the workplace should be cleaned and straightened up and restored to a set standard order. Certainly cleanliness is good, but really the orderliness and cleanliness is really about showing us when the workplace is ready to go, or if there are any problems within the workplace. Standardize. This is where we basically have set a particular way that things are done and kept. It reminds people to conduct this sort, set and order, or shine at agreed to intervals, and that we have our handoffs from the workplace from person to person or shift to shift, and we maintain that place in a constant pristine condition. So standardizing and keeping the workplace in order is really the first step to getting the actual work processes themselves standardized. Sustain. This is where we simply have that everyone on the team agrees to exercise self-discipline, and they work to an established set of routines. And really, this is the foundation of process improvement. Sustainment, that's the name of the game. We want to make these improvements, we want to keep them when we've got them figured out. And this is really this whole idea of sustaining the gains. Just in time. This is how we manage our work in process. Kaoru Ishikawa, we talked about him before, he says the next process is the customer. So if you think of a continual process and step by step by step we produce, then the downstream step is the customer of the previous step. A just-in-time system means that incoming goods arrive, proceed directly to the front line for processing, become work in process, and through value-added activities become finished goods just in time for the customer to pick them up. Just-in-time requires three basic components: continuous flow processing, adherence to takt times, and of course a pull system. So let's look at these. A pull system is the process approach that requires work to produce only when needed by the downstream step or customer. That is also called on-demand production. Continuous flow processing. This is, we mean move one, make one, or one piece at a time production. Holding or stockpiling of work and process inventory but in or between processes should be eliminated. Takt time. This is the rate that we need to produce at. So let's think of this again. The rate that a process must produce an item in order to meet the customer demand. So let's just think about this a little bit more. Takt time is defined as the customer demand rate per day divided by the individual's working time per day. Okay, so again, here's a little formula. Takt time equals daily customer demand divided by the daily number of work hours. All of this keeps in mind what Taiichi Ohno, the inventor really of the Toyota production system, says, that we are looking always to eliminate waste from overproduction, waste from inventory, waste in unnecessary transportation, waste from reducing defects, waste in process of its non-value add work, waste in waiting time, and waste in motion. Now, most practitioners have advanced these ideas of waste by adding the list to the list the idea of intellectual waste, not tapping into people's innate creativity and abilities, the frontline workers knowing how to do things. And so this is really a loss to what we now call employee engagement. What is a Kanban? That is simply a signal to produce, and it shows up as a sign, a light, or a card that communicates what is needed and when. These signals are a part of the visual management of our processes, and they are part of building in what we call process intelligence. Kanban, or pull inventory management. This idea is we improve process management by focusing on visual control of our process. Kanban cards tell the worker what must be produced and when, and workers cannot do more than the Kanban cards tell them to. So there are very specific rules and ways that we use the Kanban. Jidoka is a word that really means automation with the human touch. What we're trying, anytime we automate, we're really just trying to help people in creating and adding value. So any operating the process has the power to stop production. That's one of the most fundamental and basic of all lean processing. Automation, or Jidoka, is one of the two main pillars of the lean production system. So when a Jidoka system is present, machines and equipment are designed to stop automatically when a problem is detected and notify the operator. Automation systems alert workers when a defective item is produced or a machine malfunctions. So this allows The problem be dealt with immediately, preventing the production and passing of defects, and that problems and defects that cause that happen can be more quickly localized, isolated, and corrected. It also allows operators to concentrate on the work and creating value rather than just watching a machine. And literally, operators can now multiply the number of machines that they can keep up with. Thank you for your attention. Use the handout to reinforce your learning, review it and study it, and then when you're ready, go and take the learning the language and the connecting the concepts assessments to master these ideas.